Okay, we'll open up for questions here. First next.
Tom, all year you've talked about a sense of urgency with this team. You wanted them to have that feeling. Did they fulfill that this tournament?
A lot of instances they did. A lot of instances they fulfilled what I would say is a sense of urgency. You know, I'm coming off 3 straight losses right now. I don't know if you guys saw that. So this is probably not going to be as entertaining as maybe you'd like, just because, you know, got 3 guys that are consolations, can go to the top 6, and they're all going for 7th. So, and we'll take care of that tomorrow, but that's where my head's at right now. So, is there urgency? There's been a lot of cases where there's been urgency. The kind of urgency, I guess, what we preach is more the type where you're coming out and hitting holes from the get-go and keeping pressure on a guy and building leads. And there's been some of that, and there's been some good, hard, smart wrestling. So, yeah.
Jay Borshell had to come back for one. So, did he feel the urgency, or?
I'm sure he did. You know, you do what you got to do to get in there, and there's a lot going on there as far as you know, scenarios that are coming into play. Riding time's a factor because we can ride. We can turn guys too. It's a factor. The stalling became a factor, and it ends up in the end it's a takedown, a stall point, and a riding time point. But the riding time point and the stall come from, and the takedown all come from that pressure. So, you know, the urgency is there. You got me to answer. You steered me right into the answer you wanted. So good job.
Well, let's talk about the semifinals. All 5 of your athletes performed. They got the victory. They're in the finals. What was the difference there?
We got one more match to go there, and last year we didn't win any titles. This year we have 5 chances to win titles, and you know, when you're 5 for 5 in the semifinal, might as well be 5 for 5 in the final. I'm not making a prediction there. I'm just saying that's the philosophy. That's the marching orders. That's how we go forward. Get ready to wrestle when it's time to wrestle tomorrow night. And we have 3 guys going for 7th in the morning as well. So we got 8 guys wrestling. We got 8 matches basically.
When Borshell's down 8-3 in the first period, or whoever he was down, at what point do you see that you feel like you're he's running out of time, or I mean, do you get to that point?
I mean, in wrestling, you can put guys on their back quick, and Borshell has that ability with his chicken wings and bar arms and top wrestling. But at the end of the second period, you're starting to put together how many takedowns do you need to put it into overtime, how many takedowns do you need to put it into the can as far as in the regulation, and actually our trainer sitting behind us is the one that came up with get a stall call. And so he had the $1 million answer to the $1 million question. Get a stall call and a takedown. And then we ended up getting a stall call and a takedown, and then we ended up getting a minute whatever riding time with it. So, you know, good job to our athletic trainer. He's a student. So, you know, I liked how he was thinking. He was thinking better. I was thinking more, let's get this thing into overtime. How are we going to do that? So, to answer your question, you never run out of time. You're always it goes back to that urgency thing, but you're always on the hunt.
At this point last year, your team was down. This year, you're ahead by almost 50. Is that the change in mentality? You said there was something coming in last year that you just couldn't put your finger on.
No, I don't know what it was necessarily, and you know, that's been an ongoing thing for 2 years now, maybe. The difference. Meaning the difference between a year ago going all the way through and now going all the way through. I don't think 50 points is the difference. I think it's how these guys live their everyday life, maybe, where some things from the outside became factors, maybe. I don't know. Just too much emphasis on things that are outside of your wrestling and your academics and your social life. There has to be a balance there, and maybe there wasn't enough balance there, maybe.
Montel Marion admitted that he had an up and down season. Why is this on an up now?
He's probably a little bit of a gamer, maybe, and we want that out of him, and we've worked hard to get that out of him, and I think he's come around a lot to that mentality, and he's starting to get into a routine where you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're ready to go. Instead, today I don't feel like doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then my performance suffers. So explain it to him, and that routine is huge for him.
Is there anything special about wrapping up a team title, clinching a team title on Friday night?
Definitely, it shows that you know you're in control. It shows that you've wrestled well as a team, and you know I don't think it lessens the urgency. Go back to that word again. The urgency of winning 5 titles and 3 7s, but it shows, it displays, it's flexing your muscles, you know.
How much more emotion goes into it when you're watching your seniors wrestle and competing?
Not much when you look back on it, of course. Morningstar with injury, for sure. I mean, that's not lost on me at all, that detail. So it's maybe not so much the seniors, more the scenario. And but you know what? These guys are all special. You know, so it's been a team effort all year. I mean, you know, Dan Erickson, major surgery in October, major surgery. Chad Beatty, major surgery after the Midlands, major surgery. Dan Dennis, significant injury to his lower leg. And you know, Jay Borschel got scoped. I mean, this has been a real test of these guys. Maybe willpower is the wrong word, but to their character.
Yeah, I
Because of
mean,
what they've gone through with that type of with those types of battles.
just dealing with the injury, your guys' approach, it really just seems like it's mind over matter.
For sure it is. I mean, and that's something that I've learned from Mr. Gable. And the higher level you go in the sport, the more mental it becomes. And you know, you look at Gable's career. Look at what he went through in his training to get ready for Munich. I mean, significant knee injury. And you repair it, and he's out in them days. You know, in those days they didn't have the 10-day recovery.
Has Tom Brands felt more pressure this year than any other time?
Tom Brands doesn't feel pressure. I believe in our guys. I believe in our program. I believe in our staff. That doesn't mean that your belly doesn't get all worked up, but it's not pressure. It's about going out and doing what you're capable of doing and getting yourself ready to do what you're capable of doing. And if we do that, I mean, I've said that. I mean, Andy Hamilton's interviewed me every time this year and last year and the year before, and every time we talk, I talk about our guys get ready to go. I feel good. That's when I feel the best. And when they do get ready to go, good things happen. And that's what you saw tonight. But we got to be strong in that second match too. And we just there's reasons for it.
Some programs may not think that's humanly possible always. How do you do it?
I mean, always. We haven't always done it. We struggled, and we've overcame a lot, and you just keep plugging away and keep a good thing going. We have great guys. I mean, I could caution, you know, and talk about character. And, you know, these guys are great kids off the mat. They're well raised. They're polite, and they're good students. They're about the right things, and that's why. And so, you know, you can talk about it all day long. And right now is really not the time to lament. I mean, now is the time to get ready to wrestle some more.
Have you ever tried to make Borschel wrestle without a smile on his face?
Jay Borschel's a unique guy. I mean, he's a funny guy to be around, and a funny guy to have on the bus, and a funny guy to have in your locker room. And if you block your door open, you walk in and you're wondering I must be absent-minded. And then you look up and where the TV stand is, and then your suitcase is up top there, and you know who did it right away. I was looking for my belt this trip when we got in. I mean, the 10 minutes we got in the hotel, I'm looking for my belt. My belt's up on the picture frame, hung up there. And you know, it's Borschel, I didn't have to talk to him. So he's got that kind of humor.
How does that mesh with the intensity of the rest of the team?
I think just be your individual self. You know, it's not telling guys how to act, it's just getting guys ready to go. And you're coaching on the mat, you coach on the mat, you let them live off the mat.
But does he balance the intensity, Tom?
I think you've seen it, he's undefeated, right? So this
I mean,
year,
for the whole group.
well, I mean, yeah, they're good, tight friends. But I don't know. I mean, they get ready to wrestle when it's time to wrestle, and when they don't, they're doing what they do best.
Any more questions?
Thank you.